Good morning. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Mary Lou. Giving it just a couple of seconds here to make sure everything, my connection and everything is good. And it looks like it is. Let's play the intro and get started, everyone. Let's see. Good morning, Sue. Okay. February calendar. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I want to say happy Valentine's to everybody because we will not be live tomorrow. Tomorrow is not a live day. And I will see you on Wednesday. I hope that you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Hi, Marion. A little announcement. I will not be streaming on Facebook anymore simultaneously. I was doing YouTube and then streaming to Facebook as well. And then yesterday I got a whole big long list of copyright issues. They have made some kind of a change and it triggered something with my intro, even though my intro is not copyrighted. It is royalty free, and it was not my new one, not the one that you just saw. It was my old one, and that was designed by a company for me using royalty free music, and I know that because they designed part of that for me, and then I altered it and added the music, and I added royalty free music to it that is allowed to be used on YouTube, etc. But for whatever reason, Facebook's fact checkers or I don't know, censorship decided that it went against their community standards. So I took all those videos that I had streamed onto Facebook off of Facebook, and they will remain off of Facebook, but they will still be available on YouTube. So just to stop any conflict and having any problems and extra work for me, I am no longer streaming to Facebook. Sorry, guys. I tried. Facebook doesn't like it, so we'll drop Facebook. I'm not going to drop you guys. So I'm not going to stop doing lives just because Facebook doesn't like it. So just so in case you are or have been watching previously on Facebook and you want to know why it's not on Facebook anymore, that's why. So, that being said, don't forget to shop the current sale. My links are down below in the video description, and I appreciate it if you do shop those links with me. That is, I will earn a small commission. That is the only way I earn a small commission. The group code SAVE10 will save you an extra 10% and free shipping on orders of eligible items over $100 in your cart subtotal or more. Yeah, Facebook is being a real pain. It was already a diva with wanting square photos on Instagram and all of that. And you could, when I go to post and it posts simultaneously to both of the platforms, I have to do Instagram separate because the photos look better one way on Facebook and they look better another way, or will only let you post one way on Instagram. So it's already a pain there, and I just don't need the extra work from them. To me, that's the diva platforms. Good morning, Joyce. So please shop those links down below, and my link tree is also there that shows all the affiliates. If you want if you want to do some shopping and you want to use my links, everything that I have an affiliate for is listed and will always be listed there on Linktree. Okay, so you can find those there. That link is also there for Linktree. Let's see. Are you guys ready for April Bayer? I hope that I said that name right. She was the Joy Bundle winner from the, I can't talk this morning. She was the Joy Bundle winner from the Cricut Community Create Challenge in the Cricut Maker Projects group. There were 27 groups, I believe, and then one winner is being chosen from Design Space. I do not have the full list, but that is the winner from the Cricut Maker Projects group. I am assuming that Cricut will post a list of all winners soon, hopefully. And we'll get those, and we'll post those up for you guys in the group. So she won that. She's already responded, and I have sent her information over to Cricut. They will be sending the bundle directly to her. The Be Mine contest that was mine, that was going for the $250, $150, and $1 giveaway. Guys, because I have a doctor's appointment today, I went ahead and drew that without doing it live. And I am about to post up your winners. So give them a big congratulations. I draw it just like I always do and verified that the winners did post everything in the groups, and I had saved their project and checked it into my Be Mine collection. And here we go. Our winners are Mary Lou Staley. She won the $250 giveaway. Jamie Orndorff, I hope I said that right, won the $150 giveaway, and Ashley Willard won the $100 giveaway. And those are in the group. You can search the hashtag Be Mine and you'll find their projects. I believe that all of them, I believe they were all in Cricut Maker Projects, but I could be wrong. I think Jamie's may have been in the Cricut Crafting with April group. So congratulations to you guys. You should have an email. It's posted up on the site. I had Rafflecopter post that up as soon as it won, but I didn't announce that it was already over there. So it should be over there, and you guys should have your email. So thank you guys for participating. Greatly appreciate it. And we will go from here and see about the next giveaways. And today I am going to be putting this box together. This is a supporter file, and this is the little bunny box that I came up with. It's a good sized box, and he has a little "to" and Happy Easter, not happy, but happy, on his tail on the back of the box. Guys, if you sell, this will be a great seller. It will hold a lot. This has the, I don't know what size this is. This is the Lindor chocolate bunny. Oh, there it is. 3.5 ounce chocolate bunny, and he fits in there perfectly. And you could get a couple more candies in there too. Or you can just put some of the grasses in there, or shreds in the color of grass, whatever you want, and fill it full of different candies. It is, I think, about 2.25 inches high. But I mean, even if you have something that sticks out a little bit taller, this does not. And it's pretty thick. It didn't stick out at all. But your top just won't go down as far. But you can 2.25. Okay? He is so cute, isn't he? I love the little butt with the bow on the back. I love that. And you could put that on a wobble if you wanted to. Be careful of your feet. I didn't get mine in far enough, and I keep bending my foot down on that. But I mean, he's still cute. I'm still going to put mine hanging out the edge. You just have to be careful if you're doing a bunch of them and stacking them. He will stand up, in case you guys, he does stand up. So, super fun and cute. And we're going to put one of those together. But before I put one together, I've already got it cut and folded here. I just want to say, guys, do not fold this tab on any of them. All of these square pieces you're going to fold in half on the score. You're going to pull them like so, and you're going to fold these tabs up. That's all the folding there is, and it's only on 4 pieces. And they're all done the same. You don't want to fold this tab because it will create a crease on your boxes, and you don't want that. You want it to kind of stay rounded and smooth. So we're going to put him together, but before we put him together, the new print then cut. Guys, these are the new print then cut sizes. We had the 8.5 by 11, and the printable area has been bumped up from 6 1/4 by, 6.75 by 925 up to 7.44 to 9.62. So you have a larger area for your regular print then cut. But now we have an A4 size, which is Australia, I believe, UK. They have, the UK, they have A4. Their A4 is a little bit different than our letter size. Our A4 is what we call letter, and their A4 is 8.3 by 11.7, okay? And so their print area is about 7.2 by 10.15. We also now have legal 8.5 by 11. So if you've got your trimming your 12-inch paper down to 8.5, you've got a larger printable area up to 12.25, but you're going to have a larger mat. Okay, so for this one, you can still do it with your 12 by 12 paper on this legal right here. And I apologize, I forgot to change my pointer to be larger. But right here, the legal, it will print up to 12.25 in length, but you have to have the larger mat. Now, we have tabloid, which is 11 by 17, and the printable area is 9.94 by 15.36. Guys, you must have a wide format printer to use that one. And the A3, which is 11.7, which is almost 12 inches wide by 16.5, and that printable area is 10.63 by 15. You have to have a wide format printer. If you don't know what I mean by that, most of your basic printers are only going to print 8.5 wide, even though they'll print the length up to, like, I don't know, it depends on the printer, 17, 18, maybe even larger than that. It's not going to allow you to print wider, okay? So I use an Epson 7720, which most people use and have converted over to sublimation printers. I still use mine as a crafting printer to do my 12 by 12 papers. And it will tell you in your description when you go to your printer's website and see what your max width is. And that will tell you where your limitations are with your printer. So if you look up your printer peripherals and everything else and look up what the what am I trying to say? the specs. There we go. If you look up the specs on your printer, it will tell you if you can do wide. If it goes larger than 8.5, then it's wide. Okay. So look up the specifications on your printer and see if you can use those. But if not, you still have these 3 top ones that you can use. All right. Thanks, Cheryl. The paper I used on that bunny box is in the link down below. It's the gingham and polka dots from Creative Fabrica. That's where it's from. So let's see how this reacts. Now, the first thing you want to do is, if you know that you're going to be changing and you have a wide format printer, you can come up to the hamburger menu and go to your settings. and then come over to your load type. And if you don't have, while I'm here, if you're in the live version, you do not have the larger print than cut sizes yet. It is not rolled out to live. It's only in beta. You can switch to beta right here, and it's super simple to switch between the two. You can try the beta. If you want to flip back over, all you have to do is come back here and do that, and that's in your application experience under general. Because somebody had asked me, how do you get to beta? And this is how. You can switch back and forth, and it just simply closes the page and opens up the live version if you switch, and vice versa. The load type, this is where you're going to print, select your print and cut size. Okay, this is for your, like my Maker 3. If I want to set my Maker for a different print and cut size, I can do that. You can set it per machine. My load type is always going to be a 12 by 12 matte. I can change it in the canvas or on the matte screen whenever I need to go larger. So I typically always use 12 by 12, but I can still change it. Same here. I'm leaving mine set on letter size because I don't always have a ton of stuff or a lot of larger stuff to print. On occasion, I'm like, if I just had another 1/2 inch for my print and cut, and that would be when I change it. So I'm leaving mine on there, but you can change yours to whatever you want your default to be. Okay, so I'm leaving mine there, and let's just see how this reacts. I'm going to hide this guide. If you guys want that, I will give it to you in the groups. You can copy it and paste it. I think I even put it on the announcements. So let's start with this one. You see my Easter eggs here. These are all print and cut images. I just brought them in for ease of use for this tutorial. If I stretch this out and I get it too large, you see that red exclamation point? I can get that pretty large. I can resize it here and get rid of it. It's just like our triangle used to be. But I have that set at 5.46 by 9.1. Well, that's the normal that we usually had, and that would fit anyway without any changes. But when I make it larger, let's say I wanted to make it 10.93, you see I get that red dot. And that's because my primary size is set at 8.5 by 11. Okay, but we know we can go bigger than that. So if I click on it, you're going to get this image too large for the 8.5 by 11 letter paper. We have detected the max size for the shape is 5.95 by 9.94. So if I don't want to change my paper, all I have to do is auto resize the image, and it's going to put it into that size where it will fit, and it goes away. So it will auto resize it for you. You don't have to go in and do any more guesswork. It's going to auto resize it to exactly what will fit on your choice. But what if I still want to go large? I don't want to auto resize. I can choose instead to change my paper size, and it's going to open up that window, and then I can select legal and say done, and oops, didn't go away. So for that legal size, this is my max size. So I'm a little too wide. So I'm going to auto resize it now to be on legal, and it resized it for me so that I can go to the legal and still get the larger size. Does that make sense? If you've calibrated, I have not swapped back over to the live. I did not. I'm going to say I did not. When this rolled out, I did not calibrate, just to be sure to see if there was any issue in case somebody didn't recalibrate and tried to use it. So I tried to mimic what a new member might do. They ask that you do recalibrate when you get this. And if you recalibrated when I announced it, you should be fine, because mine was fine and I did. That was a couple weeks ago before it rolled out. If you did not, I would suggest that you do calibrate before you cut anything. That being said, if I go now from my beta to the live version doesn't have these new sizes, so it's not going to work anyway. So I'm going to stay in beta. But if I need to go to the live for whatever reason, yes, I would recalibrate before I do any print and cut. First of all, because the bounding box changed, and I'm going to show you that. And if you printed anything and it's sitting in your stash, you need to go and you need to cut that stash before it goes into live. If this rolls out and goes into live and you've got a ton of stuff you set there and you've printed but you've not cut yet, it's not going to cut properly. So you need to get all of that stuff that you've got sitting there stacked up to be cut before you go into this beta version and before you do all that recalibrating. So make sure that you get any stash cut now and then play with the beta, and when it goes live, you'll be fine. Does that make sense? If you have anything that you have printed in the last couple of months and you haven't cut, you need to do it before this rolls out to the live. But it never hurts to sue. It also, and I don't always practice what I preach. And I have on occasion regretted it. Always, when you do a print and cut, print your first page on copy paper and see if it's going to cut properly. Then cut your materials. It's a sheet of copy paper and a little bit of ink, and it will save you a whole lot of headache. If it's not cutting right on that copy paper, chances are it's not going to cut right on your material. I do not have a release date for the live yet, Dana. If they announced it yet, I haven't gotten it yet. So I'll have to check that. I've just had a bunch of stuff going on this morning, and I didn't get to go and look at what their targeted release date was, if they've given it. So super easy to use. And again, you want to make sure, let me pull that back up here. Now these print and cut sizes are the maximum sizes and will only go this large if your image does not use the outermost corner space. If your items go into those corners, your printable area will be reduced. Okay? It will be reduced. So what I mean by that, and I want to say thanks to Jamie Leonard for getting those sizes for me. I was swamped. You see this little red line. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to bump this up. You see those red lines right here? If you pull this, and that they know about this glitch, this shouldn't even be here. It should have been popped down to another mat. They are aware of that. So you need to check that when you're doing your stickers and stuff like that. If anything's overlapping, you'll need to move it to another mat on its own for right now. We are in beta and they're working on it. They know that that is an issue. But if you bump into these outermost corners right here, that will reduce your print and cut sizes. Okay? So if I made that image, and I'm going to show you here in just a minute, if I make it wide enough to go in here, it's not going to fit up here. So if you're hitting these corners over here, that will reduce the size of your print and cut in height. You see, I have a little bit more height I can go here, but my width on this image is within these outermost corners. These are the ones we're talking about. These outermost corners. If your image bumps out to this width on these corners, then it will reduce the height. Okay? The difference in your beta and your live, Cheryl, beta's still in testing and they're working out kinks like this one, where this guy should have been moved to another mat and it didn't move. They know about that and they're working on it. And this image, he might fit up in that corner. If I pull this down here, that looks like it'll fit. So this one is going to fit. This one looks like it would be okay. And hopefully they're going to give us a different color shaded background on this so we can see white images on there. Things with white borders. Yeah, it's still in its experimental stage, Cheryl. And I mean, it's good enough for use, but they're working out the kinks. That being said, if you run into this issue or a issue that has not been detected yet, you don't know if it's not a known issue, you're going to come to your hamburger menu and click on report issue. And then you can report a bug, or you can request a feature for it, like we want a shaded mat. You can put that, or if you want to give general feedback on it. So you want to come in there and do that. You won't have that in the live version, but you do have it over here in the beta. So you can report any issue right to Cricut. This goes straight to the development team, guys. So make sure that you're using that. Yes, you can get the beta, Cheryl. Same place. You're going to come up here to the hamburger menu. Right here. Go to Settings. And in your application experience on the General tab, you can switch back and forth. It will automatically switch for you. Okay, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go to Live and say Done. Guys, there's nothing to be scared of. And now on my other screen, you can't see it. It says Cricut, downloading updates, da-da-da-da-da. And it's going to open back up another page. Okay. We're going to give it just a second. And it's opening. And there we go. So I didn't click on anything except change the app experience. It closed the other one and opened up the live version. You can see right here at the top of the screen. Now I'm in 7.26132. That is the live version. So let's go back to the beta. So let's go into my settings. This is how easy it is to switch. Go to beta, done. It's going to pop up a little screen. You won't see it because I'm using two monitors. The Cricut loading screen pops up, and if it has an update, it'll do the update, and then it's going to open up. I'm not clicking on anything, not doing anything. It's just going to open up my beta version. Good morning, Mama Bear. It's going to take it just a second to open. The beta is version 7.27.142. I got lots of stuff running, so mine's taking a minute. Just going to open it back up. There we go. It got stuck. There we go. So now I'm back on beta. You can see right here at the top, it's loading. Beta version 7.27142. So you always know by glancing at the top of your window what version you're in. Okay? Super easy and simple. Let's do this one just for kicks and giggles. And I got my red dot, so I can auto resize it because I'm on legal. Remember on this other page, I had told it I was going to use legal paper for this one. So it's going to assume that I'm using legal paper for this one too. So I don't think you can do both. If you change your paper size, I think it's going to give you the error back on the other one. Yep, see? So just like with the 2x2 mat, you can do different cards, but you have to choose the same size, right? If you're doing A2s, you have to do all four on the card mat A2s, but you can do different designs. Basically the same thing here. If I'm going to use 8.5 by 11, then I have to use 8.5 by 11 for all my mats on all my print and cuts. If I'm going to use legal paper, then I have to use legal for all of them, okay? So let's go, I put that one back on legal, and let's auto resize that image to fit on the legal, and there we go. So if I were to hit make it now, see, this is a glitch. Like I said, this shouldn't be here. He should be moved to his own mat, but he's not. So make sure you're checking that, especially if you're doing stickers and you have a bunch of them on there. Okay. The largest size creative touches. Let's go and let me pull that back up. But I just wanted to show you. See how I have an extra bit of room up here at the top and the bottom? It reduced the size on the length because I'm in those outermost corners here. Let me blow that back up. If you hit these outermost corners here, it will reduce, you will have to reduce your size to fit because it's not going to fit up here in those, see that top parameter? If this is small enough, then I can go in to the length, and let me just show you that. If I unlock this, I can make it, it's going to skew it a little bit, but I can make it longer and make it. And now you can see that I got it longer in there. And if I go a little bit narrower, I can still get it to go a little bit longer. But that width, when you hit these corners right here, that's where it shrinks down the length. Okay? Is everybody clear on the new print and cut? Here are the new sizes right here. And if you guys need that, let's see if it will let me. I don't know if you can copy and paste it. That's too much. Let's see. Let me just get this. Nope, still too much. I'm only allowed 200 characters. See if that will do it. 16. I'm going to take the word printable out of there on a couple of these, but there you go. So there are your sizes. Maybe you can copy and paste that. Where it says area here on the tabloid and the A3, you can just put printable area back in there. I just took the word printable out. All right. Yay. So let's put this box together, and if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Clear as frosted glass, Cheryl. If you're still stuck or you get stuck, Cheryl, just ask in the group. We'll help you. Play with it. It's not going to hurt anything for you to go in there and play with it and see how it reacts. And if you run into an issue, let us know. Happy to help you guys out on that. I'm loving it. I could have made this box. You can bump this box up too, by the way, guys. You can bump this up to 11.5. And now that you have the new print and cut sizes, you can still do your print cuts. How cool. So the first thing I did on this, and I went ahead and put this on, guys, just to make it easier for me to handle. I have my doctor's appointment today. I used a piece of acetate that I got from, I think I got this from Joann's, and I forgot to take my plastic off, and I hope that I got it on the right side. I don't want to have to pull that apart. I didn't. I forgot to pull off my plastic coating. I don't know if I can get in there and get it either. We're going to try. I already glued it down before I pulled off the plastic. I don't care if it's stuck underneath. We'll just peel it before you do that. See if I can get it to lift. Oh well, I'll clean this. I'll cut another one of these frames. Just a moment. My pup's whining at me. She wants to go to the park, and I'm live, and I can't take her. Yeah, it helps if you pull your plastic off of your... I had just noticed that right now that I had done that. It's been a hectic morning. That's good enough for now. So I put my frame on top of the acetate. This is the inside, okay? So do your pretty side face up and put it on your frame. Then you've got two pieces like this, and all I did was simply fold these square pieces in half and then kind of give them a little bit of a curve. Fold up your tabs. Do not fold your end tabs. Those are just guides, and we're going to open this back up. This paper is from Creative Fabric, or the paper pattern. This is Cricut paper, and I did print and cut on the Cricut cardstock. And we're just going to line up. That score line there, again, that's just a guide for where to glue this. You're going to get those two lined up. Put them straight. There we go. And you can glue the inside here. Don't go all the way to the end. You can put your glue all the way to the end, but don't close it yet. This end you can close all the way up. Okay, so now we've glued that. And now we're going to take that tab, we're going to run it right in here and line that up on that score. And then you can press down this inside. I don't know why I got a buckle there, because I didn't get it on the first one that I did. And I didn't get it on my mock-up. That's weird. Just work it back in. Let's smooth that down. Just going to go around. Rub that glue down. Super easy and simple. Now this is the inside, like I said. So put that on the right side of your acetate. And then I'm just going with a bead of glue. I'm using art glitter glue. I probably should have used my tape runner, but I'm using art glitter glue here. And then I'm just going to make sure all my tabs are down. And I want my seam kind of off to the side right here so that the bunny ears hide it. So I'm just going to pop that down in there and then start bringing those tabs around. And I would suggest doing this on parchment paper or a Teflon sheet so that glue squishes out and doesn't glue to your top. Okay, so just like that. Very, very easy. Then you're going to take this frame, and you're not going to make the mistake that I made on my bunny box and on my mock-up, because when you cut, you're going to take this frame, and the first thing you're going to do when you peel it off the mat is you're going to flip it over and write ears on the back of it. Just in a pencil, I just wrote ears. Why did I do that? Because you want to glue your ears on right now. You don't want to glue that down and then not be able to get your ears in there. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put my glue around, and I'm not going to glue the top yet. So don't forget your ears. And then we're going to pop that on to the box. And get it on there straight. A little bit of that white frame is supposed to show. So get it all lined up, get it on there, and then give it a rub. Okay, now I haven't glued the top. I'm a little off on my frame, but get your frame on there straight. And then it doesn't, this one goes to the right. And I did use the scoring wheel. I hope this is showing up. You can't hardly see it on camera. There we go. But I used the scoring wheel to go around and make it, in person, it really shows up good. And it looks very nice on the cardstock, on the ears and the feet. So I'm going to bring in his ear right there. And then I'm going to bring in this ear. I'm putting glue on the front and back of this little tab. Got a little tab area. I'm going to pop that one in. And you don't want it to stick out past your frame here. So if it's sticking out, just push it back some. And then I'm going to glue the rest of that frame down. So just go in there and get some glue and then glue it down. If it keeps trying to connect using the maker, once you printed, you don't. Yes, you do. You should get one, Emily. If you don't, I would contact support. You say once you've printed, are you printing it from within Design Space? Are you using your system dialog box? I'm going to let that dry for a second before we go any further on it anyway. So when you hit make it, and you go over and you continue, I'm on my Maker 3 and I have my maker there, and then you can send it to printer. When you click send it to printer, you need to turn on that dialog box, okay? And then you hit print. And if it's just spinning, if you're on a Mac with Epson, that pops up behind your window. You need to scoot your window down. I'm using 2 screens, so mine's on the other screen. But generally, if you're looking at this, you have to scoot that window down to find this, and then you can print it. Now, I'm not going to print it, but I'm just going to say already printed. And then hit, I'm just going to pick something here. Cardstock for intricate, and I'm just going to hit my load button. I'm not really putting anything in there. Oh, I got to put something in there. It's going to want my longer mat. Let me cancel. Let me cancel that because it's going to want my longer mat, and I don't have one here. Let me get rid of these, and I'm going to go to my Easter Bunny, and let's change, auto resize the image. Oops, I didn't resize that right. I'm going to change my paper size to 8.5 by 11. Oops, not my load type. There we go. My light shining in my eyes here. Okay, so now let me auto resize it. So I printed, we're just going to say I printed it, since I've already printed, and pick something and load my mat. She said that you don't get a cut window. It keeps saying it's connected to your Maker 3. If you're going through the steps, then you should be here at this point, and then it should be reading your print and cut on the mat. Should be scanning it. If it's not scanning it when you've got it on the mat with those bounding box, because you have to have those black corners. If you're printing outside of Design Space and you're not printing inside and you don't have those corners, it's not going to know where to cut. You have to cut from within Design Space. You can't just print and then say, okay, cut this. It's either that or you don't have it flattened properly. Because I'm using a Maker 3 and I'm on there. It's working fine. Something's missing. If you want to take some screenshots and show me what you're seeing over in the group or on Messenger, we'll help you get through it. We'll figure out what's going on for you. All right, next you have your little bunny face. Now, this being said, I need to go over to Design Space and show you guys how I did this because I did not use a pen. I used print and cut. And there's only one way to do print and cut, And this might be why you're having a problem too. So this might be something that is going on with your print and cut. Oops, I want to cancel, 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 yes, and cancel. Okay, I want to go to my stuff, and I'm going to go to, this one's mine, okay, and customize. I don't like, especially on a project like this, I don't like where the pen picks up and leaves off and leaves that area. And if you do print and cut on it, you won't have those start and stop marks that the pen leaves. Okay? So let me show you how I did that. And I'm going to replace. What you need to do, if it opens up, I have 2 of them in there. Maybe I should get yours. Let's go with your file. Customize. Okay, so here is, I didn't unhide everything. Yeah, I did. Okay. So here is your little bunny group. I'm going to ungroup it. And here is what I did. So I'm going to ungroup that further because I've got my nose. I set my nose up with the same print and cut for my ears. If I were to flatten this for print and cut, okay, you see what I get? I don't want it to do that. So what I did is I came in here and I made this, oops, got the wrong one. There we go. I came in and, why is it popping back over there? Here we go, because I'm clicking the wrong one. I got my rabbit face, and you see it says pen, and I changed it to print and cut, and then changed it back to the pink. No, I left it on pen. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to confuse you. Let me just undo. Okay, so I've got it set on pen and I flattened it. That's what I did. Flattened it down and I printed it. Okay? And I did 2 of them. You can do 1, you can do 2, do whatever you want. Now, when I send that over to make it, it is going to print and it needs to be on a page by itself. I'm just going to tell you that. It needs to be on a page by itself. If I can find it. So if it's when you flatten all your other pieces, it's going to try to put it on the mat with the ears and the feet and everything else that you have flattened. You want to move this to a mat by itself, period. Once you have it on there, you need to let it go automatically. So I did mine all by itself. I didn't do anything. I hid everything on my canvas. I'm sorry. Can you try again? I've got my watch. So I grouped everything, and then I hit. I got my watch. Okay, so group everything. I apologize, my watch was going off. You're going to group everything, get everything out of the way. This is the only thing you want on your canvas with it flattened, and you're going to print it. At that point, do not cut it. Do not cut it. You want to come back over here and you want to unflatten it. And you want to hide the face and hide the nose. And I know that it looks like it's not there, but it is because it's still flattened, okay? You want to leave it on flattened. You just want to hide the face, leave it on flattened. And then hit make it. And without moving anything, do not move anything at all. You then want to put your piece that you printed on the mat and cut it. Okay? So you're going to cut it. It's going to look like nothing's there. It's going to cut the shape. That is the only way that you can flatten a pen and make it cut. I repeat, it's the only way to flatten a pen and make it cut. It will look like it's going to read it and spit it back out. It will just sit there scanning, scanning, scanning. It will not move. Okay? If you've got pen flattened to everything, it's just going to say scanning and it's not going to do anything. You have to go in and hide the pen and then cut it. So it looks like it's cutting a piece of blank paper, but it will cut the shape for you. And it will come out gorgeous. So I'm not going to save that. I'm going to cancel it because I don't want to mess up the file for you guys. I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to close it before I save it. So make sure that you let it print and cut with your pen flattened. Come back, hide the pen, and then put your print and cut on the mat and cut it. It needs to go all by itself on a piece all by itself. So if you want to do 10 of them on that page to fill up your page, if you're doing a bunch of boxes, do all 10, print and cut it, come back, hide the face, apply your copies again, and then just cut it with it looking blank. Have to trick the machine. And then you end up with this. Okay? And if you're doing that and you get stuck, message me. I'll help you out. So I'm just going to figure out where I want my bunny, and I'm just looking at where my glue is going to go, and I already know because I've already done one. Depends on where you're putting it. So I'm putting this on the top whiskers here and just a dot right there on those two because I don't want the glue to squish out under my acetate. We're just going to glue his little face down. And I put the nose, I did print and cut on the nose too, so it has the same dots that the ears have. I did pink on this. If you want to do them the same color as your box, you can. It's not going to hurt anything. And I just pop dotted or foam dotted that nose and placed it on. I just left the pink pen on there so that if you didn't want to do that or you lost it, you still had the pink, and it gives you an outline of exactly where the nose goes. Okay? Your head is going to explode. New things. Cheryl, too many new things in one day. And you do have a right and a left foot. This one has a little bit of a curve to the inside, and you'll want to figure out where the little feet go. And I'm just going to put some glue on the box itself. And I'm going to glue my feet where they don't hang over the side this time to get bent. How stinking cute is that? Set it off to the side so you guys can see it. And we'll do the base. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Marianne. So same thing with as the top. This is the base piece. Do not fold that in tab. You're going to fold these up. You're going to fold down the center and get some curve going in it. And we're just going to glue these two pieces together. So I'm going to put some glue on that tab. Open this up and make this easy so I can see my score line. Just going to glue that up to that score line. Remember, that score line is just a guide. It is not to be folded. And then you're just going to, you can glue this first one down. Go ahead and glue it. And then you can put glue all the way down this one. And I put it on both sides so I catch both sides of the tab. And then I'm just going to kind of press that down, leaving that end open. I'm going to press the rest down. And then we're going to bring this in and line it up right on that score. Sealing it up. And same thing that you did. If you want your box pieces to line up so that it's not right directly on the top, that's what I did. And I'm just going to take they're the same size, one of my little egg pieces and go all the way around. Again, you'll want to do this on a Teflon sheet or even your matte liner. And then we're just going to pop this inside. And we're going to work those edges. Make sure all of your edges are in. Take your bone folder and go around. Doesn't have to be glued super perfect at this point because you're going to be putting your top on. Okay, and that's going to help you glue the rest of that down. If you've got one sticking up or where you might have missed some glue, you can shove some glue underneath. And then just go around that edge. I know you want to go to the park. Just a minute, crybaby. All right. Place that on and line it up. Flip it back over and give it a rub. Get all that glue distributed. And it's done. How stinking cute is that? Super easy box. Oh, you're welcome, Creative. But you can see that there's no stop and start marks. You know how you get that little dot? When it's something like this where the face is going to be your focal, because when we look at this box, the focal is the face, the ears, and the feet. And if you have that stop and start mark, I just don't like it on there when it's the focal point of my project. I thought I would try a bigger bow. Do you guys like that? I did a tiny one on this one. We still got to do his bunny butt, and I lost his butt. Oh well. I lost the little butt, but you're going to put the butt on there. You're just going to fold that. And there's an extra one in the file. I'm going to show you one more thing about the file. There's one without the fold in it, so if you don't want the two on there and you just want the Happy Easter, there's one in there for that. And then the bow on the back. I got to cut one. I did this color bow for the back, but I still got to cut his. I got to cut his butt. I couldn't decide. I had a white bow too. And I may use a white bow on the back. So you have tons of options. I think I'm going to go with the bigger bow on this one. Just a foam dot or a zot or... Super easy. I love it. He's cute. Yeah, I can trim the tails off. I agree. This was the only wide polka dotted ribbon I had. And I just love it. This is from Michael's, by the way. That's cute. And then you're just going to put your butt on there. I lost my bunny butt. So let me pop over to the file and show you one more thing about the file, and then we will wrap it up. Open it up. Here we go. Yeah, I know. It was here, and now it's gone. I don't know where I put it. It must have stuck to something somewhere. I'll just do another one. So in your file, you have an optional lid. So if you don't want to do the bunny face and you want to customize it just a little bit more, then there is a different lid right here. Here's your other bunny tail without the fold in it. Here's the one with the fold. Here's the one without the fold. But you can come in here and ungroup this and ungroup this one. Well, I said ungroup. There we go. And ungroup. You can come right here and you can type the name and size it in. Oops. I didn't even ungroup it. I just started typing. You might have to ungroup it if your name is off just a little bit like this one is. Maybe I can bump it over and down. There we go. So you can bump it over and down. You don't even have to ungroup it. And then you would weld that in. Okay? Or unite so that it does a name and cuts that out for you. And then you will replace this piece. You won't need that piece, and then this piece will go here. So if you want to do a name on there, you can do a name on there instead of the face. So you have two options in the file. Hi, Dot. Yeah, Diana, I'll find the bunny tail after the live. It's here somewhere. It was so cute, too. I just glued it on with the tape runner. Folded it in half and glued it on and then stuck my bow up above it. Make sure that you put your bow up high enough that you can still open the card. Does anybody have any questions about how to do the name in case you want to go that route? When you do that, put your card on first and then put your bow up above it. If you get your bow too low, you're not going to be able to open that. I didn't want it to go any further than that, but if you want it to, you'll have to reposition your bow. Right. So, and that's what I thought. Maybe adults or tweens, maybe they're too young for the little rabbit type and they, rather have their name. I wanted you guys to have options with it. So, two options. You can do the face or you can weld in and do the name. Yay! All right, guys. Congratulations to April Bayer, winner of the Cricut Community Create Challenge. That's a tongue twister. She was the winner from the Cricut Maker Projects group of the Joy Bundle that Cricut did on that Create Challenge. And congratulations again to Mary Lou Staley, Jamie Orndorff, and Ashley Willard, winners of the Be Mine shopping spree. You guys answer your email, send me your list, and I will get that ordered for you and on the way. And Wednesday, we are going to be doing another project. I'm just going to give you guys a hint in case you want to go and get these while you're out and about. I got these at Walmart over in the party section. And I got the pink. They have different flavors and colors, but we're going to be using these for a project, an Easter project. I got the pink strawberry ones. You can get whatever it is that you want. And I'll most likely be using the same paper. So that's in the link down below from Creative Fabrica if you want to get that gingham and polka dot paper. And it does have like a little grayish blue tint to the background on the gingham. So it's not your printers if that's what you're thinking. It does have that little bit of shading. Oh, you're very welcome, Diana. Very welcome. You guys enjoy the file. Mix and match. Again, you can do your print and cuts. I did the gingham on here and the dots on here and the dots here. I left it in the pink for this, but you could most certainly match your box with it. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm off to the doctor after I take my dogs to the park, and I will catch you on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Happy crafting!